People are still buzzing about seeing Luke Skywalker show up and show out in the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. And the buzz was so big that everyone seems to have completely forgotten about the big draw heading into season 2, which was supposed to have been seeing a live action Ahsoka Tano played by Rosario Dawson. Now, even though some people felt like they got to see the hero from their childhood, this Luke Skywalker, armed with his green blade of fury as he cut through Death Troopers like they were battle droids in the prequels, is still a very much flawed character. He still needed to learn one very important lesson. What lesson did he learn? Well, that's the topic of this video, so stay tuned. What's up, Acolyte Squad? My name is Prince and I'm an urban acolyte. We're obviously going to be talking about Luke Skywalker on this video, and before we geek out on all things related to Luke, I just want to say Happy New Year. Star Wars Theory still doesn't understand Star Wars.
There are a lot of things that I don't understand.
And Jeremy loved The Last Jedi.
I love The Last Jedi, and I think it did a damn good job for being what it needed to be for Star Wars.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the most important lesson that Luke Skywalker needed to learn. And as cool as young Luke Skywalker looked in The Mandalorian season 2 finale, he's only 5 years into his time as a Jedi Knight, and he had not learned this lesson yet. Now, this lesson is not just something Luke Skywalker needed to learn. It's something that all of us need to learn. I mean, heck, it's even something that Diana Prince needed to learn in the latest Wonder Woman movie. So how this came together was I was looking at something that I posted to the Urban Acolyte Facebook page about fitness. So the post was saying that the key to long-term success isn't coming from crushing every workout, but just showing up through the good and the bad and giving your best effort. Now, the problem is that people came into situations hung up on the past. Look, I used to bench 250 in high school and I haven't touched a weight or been active in 10 years. I want to pick up where I left off and hit a PR that I haven't hit since I was in high school or college. In the case of Luke Skywalker, he created a legend. Luke became Star Wars Superman, to borrow a quote from my big sister Trisha Barr, co-author of the most recent Star Wars Encyclopedia, writer for Star Wars Insider magazine, and co-host of 2 Star Wars fan podcast shows. Now, think about Superman from the Donner films with Christopher Reeves. Help me, Superman. Kal-El could hear that from anywhere on the planet and come flying in to save the day. The Legend of Luke Skywalker book established Luke as this type of hero before he settled down and started actively taking on students. And The Mandalorian reinforced it by actually putting Mark Hamill and a stunt double on the screen for us to see Luke after his last appearance in Return of the Jedi, swooping in on his X-Wing to rescue the Mando, BGZ or Baby Grogu, and the rescue team from the Imperial Remnant and Moff Gideon's Dark Trooper droid squadron. This is the Luke Skywalker that children in the 80s came to see as their hero, and maybe even some 90s kids who were introduced to Star Wars by their parents who were big Star Wars fans in the 80s. Look, that was a special era for pop culture, but the thing is, all of those heroes from that period, they grew up, they grew old, and they had to pass on what they learned to their students. Look, right now we're talking about Cobra Kai that's in season 3 and teasing everyone about season 4 possibilities. Cobra Kai season 1 was all about looking back on who the teachers, the mentors, the senseis now were back in the 80s when Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence had their beef that climaxed in the 1984 All Valley Karate Championship. Their paths split from that point, but came together again some 30 plus years later. And now they are different people. Isn't it funny how we can accept that Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso are different now, but like Luke Skywalker has to stay the same? Why is that? But the Luke we actually got, he's had the same treatment as Daniel and Johnny. He grew up, he grew old, he had some wins, he had some losses. Daniel, like Johnny, was a karate champion. The difference is that Daniel went out on top and, well, Johnny didn't. People still call Daniel champ, but he isn't still a karate champion, and as a teacher, he hasn't even reached Mr. Miyagi's level. I mean, heck, the theme of season 2 is all about how both Daniel and Johnny still have this longing for their teachers. Johnny gives Sensei Kreese a second chance, and Daniel has this missing place where he feels like he needs Mr. Miyagi's help and guidance in order to find his balance. So, don't you think that Luke may have gone through that period too? First, Luke is the great hero of the rebellion. After the rebellion, Luke is just swooping in to save the day. And why is that? Well, because he's the great hero of the rebellion, and that's what heroes are supposed to do. As the rep spread throughout the galaxy, the things that Luke did, they became a little bit more embellished. The expectations grew and the pressure on him to perform, it just became even greater. Don't you think that there's a reason that Luke decided to train his students in a secret location and not let anyone know what he was doing? It seemed like even Han and Leia were not sure if Luke had actually taken on additional students besides Ben. So as Luke's rep grew, I already stated that there was more pressure on him, and that's the problem. That's the lesson that Luke still had to learn. The lesson is that you don't have to be your best every minute, every second of the day. For a Jedi, look, being your best just means being present. Look, you don't have to believe me, but it's the thing that Yoda says to Luke in The Last Jedi when he basically gives Luke the Yoda equivalent of,
"Look, young Skywalker, you need to pull your head out of your ass."
What Yoda actually says is that young Skywalker is always looking into the horizon and never here. The need in front of your nose. Now, for some reason, I always thought that Yoda said knee, like your knee, the body part, instead of need, like the knee in front of your nose. So you're looking way out somewhere instead of looking right out in front of you, the next step that you're supposed to be taking. So either way, what Yoda is telling Luke is to be present. Stop focusing on the future like you did as a young man, and stop being a prisoner of the past like you're being as an old man. We could say the same about a lot of Luke Skywalker fans. They're also prisoners of the past, and they're missing the present. Heck, I could also say the same thing for Diana Prince in Wonder Woman 1984. And it's funny to me right now that I put her in that fitness meme. Diana being a prisoner of the past is a big theme in Wonder Woman 1984. So like I said, this is a lesson that you can see in any story if you know how to look, even in real life stories. So Luke, he had to learn that lesson in order to reach the next state, and in order to save Rey and Leia and the rebellion. Heck, he even had to learn that lesson to save Ben Solo. It's just like how you can't PR a workout every time you go train, no matter what CrossFit tells you. Look, Luke couldn't be completely perfect like the legends made him out to be. He had that constant and daily struggle with the dark side. And at the end of the day, you can only try to do your best and be present. And I say try to do your best because, look, you never really know. You just commit yourself to doing something and find your peace with it. So don't jump all over the whole
do or do not. There is no try.
Look, Yoda is talking about committing yourself to an action. If you think the Force is the same thing as Chi, then Chi follows the Yi, or the intention. So if you try, you're not fully committed. Your full intentions aren't there. And what did I just say? E leads the Chi, or the Force flows with your thoughts and your intentions. How does all of that happen? For a Jedi, it happens by being present, in the moment. We could say that Luke shut him off to the Force the minute he became trapped by what happened with Ben Solo. He was a prisoner of the past. He was not present. So look, y'all, that's my talk. So, thanks for listening to what I had to say. But hey, y'all, in 2021, we're going to get back to taking a deeper look at the story and the mindfulness aspect of Star Wars, because that's what the Force is all about. And my big sister Rain Roberts on the Lucasfilm Story Group told me that I have a pretty good handle on the spiritual stuff in Star Wars. Now look, I don't know if that's true, but it seems to be my strength. If Lucasfilm employees are saying it. So that's going to really be my focus moving forward. Hey, I think the High Republic is going to be the big thing in Star Wars for the next few months. That is until we get word on the new shows coming to Disney+. So give me a little bit of time to sit down and digest all this High Republic stuff. I have both of the books that just came out, and I don't even know what else is out. I think some comic books are coming soon. But I mean, since it's dealing heavily with Jedi stuff, I'm thinking that I'm going to have all kinds of interesting things to talk about as far as story, themes, and the Force. But anyway, I'm all tapped out for this video, so thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the Force of others be with you always.